Hello everyone, and thank you for joining a brand new type of video when I'll be interviewing different people in Verkada that I have pleasure to work with. There are lots of smart and intelligent people that help our company grow, and I thought that there's nothing better than having Ruben Ruiz, Head of Solutions Engineering, as our first guest.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Ruben. Welcome to London.
Pleasure.
Ruben, you were the first SE to join back 4 years ago. Obviously, Verkada was a very different company, much smaller. We didn't really have 7 product lines, as you see behind me. Can you tell us a bit about, first of all, what made you join Verkada, and then secondly, how did you felt about the products at the time?
Yeah, well, thanks first for having me here in London. It's great to see how much Verkada has expanded in 4 years to be an international company now, and just to see all the different types of customers that we work with every day. But when I joined in Verkada in 2019, early February, it was a lot different. The company was probably less than 100 people at the time. We were all primarily located in California, our headquarters, San Mateo. And I had joined actually leaving a network security company, a very large network security company that had hundreds of SEs, right? But part of the reason why I wanted to join Verkada was, I took a look at the technology and I saw that this was something different, something looked disruptive, something innovative, right? And so as I peeled the onion back, realized that, this is going to be something more than just cameras. And when I enjoyed 2019 as the first SE manager, it was quite apparent that when you saw customers, when they first plugged Verkada cameras in, how excited they were to have a new technology that allowed them to scale, access, mobility, simplicity, right? What really Verkada is for physical security, or at least, is in other things. But when I had first joined, we just had cameras, right? And that year, 2019, was the inception of a lot of different types of products, access control, venturing into environmental sensors, and then eventually getting into alarms and workplace software, now intercom, right? So from a product perspective, quickly transformed into much more than just cameras. But at the time, you maybe have not saw that on the surface if you were outsider, but once you came in, you knew that this was going to be much more.
So fast forward to today, your team spans multiple continents, right? So we have our main satellite offices in the US, we have Canada, Mexico, we just opened an office in Tokyo. Obviously, our headquarters in EMEA is here in London, and our APAC headquarters is in Australia. So I was wondering if you could tell me more about the AC team, and for anybody watching and curious about maybe becoming an AC one day, what is it like to be a Verkada AC?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just in general, I think independent of Verkada, I've been an SE, both a sales engineer and also a support engineer for over a decade now in multiple big companies, networking companies, and obviously now Verkada. But being an SE, I think is quite rewarding, right? You really get to be on the forefront of really helping customers on their journey through a new product adoption, being kind of that watching and seeing that light bulb moment when you introduce a new piece of hardware or software to a customer and like, wow, look at that. That's something different than what I have today. That's going to make my life easier. I can't wait to show this to my boss. Tell me more. How does it work? How does it integrate? What are the system requirements? What makes you better than the system that I have today, right? And I think being an SE, you get to be on that forefront to walk the customer again through that journey and show them how the platform is going to, provide them a value that they don't have today with their existing system, right? And so in addition to that, an SE also has to really be that trusted advisor, that technical trusted advisor to the customer, and also have great relationships not only with the customer but also with their sales team and their sales colleagues, right? I find it to be quite rewarding when you see that customer plug in a Verkada device for the first time and get really excited about the technology.
And I think it's also very important to mention the channel, right? Because they play a role in us scaling as a business, and part of being a Verkada AC is the fact that you'll be spending time training our partners, making sure that they have all the tools to successfully deploy Verkada, no matter how many products we support. do people need to have physical security background to apply and become
Well, it's always
Verkada SE?
it's always a nice thing to have physical security experience, but it is not a requirement to be an SE at Verkada. We've done a really great job on our SE team to be able to train SEs, during their time during onboarding, or as we launch new products. Right, there are new products that we're going to venture into. I'm sure over the next few years that we'll have to learn and understand. But when you think of cloud physical security, certainly Verkada is one of the companies that comes to mind. But what is cloud, right? It's actually the internet. It's securely connected to the internet. It's networking, right? Our products are physical security products, but they touch the network. They have to communicate securely to a Verkada command, right? So if you take a look at some of the pedigree of our SEs, these folks will be computer engineers, computer science majors, information technology, computer network engineers. We have a lot of SEs on the team that have come from some very big networking companies, virtualization companies, storage companies. And we have SEs that have come over or have experience as in IT administration, right? Or maybe at home they play with automation, and they have other types of physical security products at their house or at home, right? But our SEs, dominantly have a good understanding about cloud and have the aptitude and the technical aptitude to understand physical security products, whether that's alarms, whether that's intercom systems, cameras, access control systems. So I think we've done a really good job of balancing that out, and also providing the training and the knowledge to be able to learn. Right. So.
Well, formerly I did work in IT and networks, so I can tell you that I didn't know what access control or alarms look like, but I have to say it was quite a pleasure to learn stuff with Verkada. So if being an SE is of interest to you, or if you are an SE already and want to have a chat, look inside the description. I'll drop a link with all the job openings that we have pretty much worldwide in all our satellite offices. And thank you very much for Ruben. We'll hopefully see you again soon in London.
All right. Thank you for having me.